It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo.
Yeah, we at Union Parish. Union Parish. All right, good morning. Committee on Parole is reconvened. We're at Union Parish Correctional Center. My name is Cheryl Renatza, serving as chairman today. Seated to my left is Mr. Prater. To my right is Mr. Tillis. And we have before us Mr. Elliott. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Do you have any staff member in the room with you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I would like staff, please, to introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Officer Nation from Union Parish Detention Center.
All right, Officer Nation, thanks for accommodating us this morning.
Yes,
Mr. Elliott, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Gideon Elliott. My DOC number is 778244.
I'm going to read some identifying information into the record. I'm going to ask you to verify that, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Prater. Your case has been assigned to him. He'll take the lead on the interview. Once we've asked all our questions, we'll ask the officer there, Officer Nation, if there's anything he can add. Before we vote, you'll be allowed to make a statement. All right, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Elliott, you are classified as a fifth felony offender. You're currently serving a 4-year sentence. You were sentenced in Calcasieu in April of 2023 for aggravated burglary. Your parole eligibility date is October 7th of this year, October 7, 2024. And your good time date is January 25th, 2025. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you answer Mr. Prater's questions, please?
Good morning. Just to go over to make sure I understand, in October of 21, you were found guilty of an aggravated burglary, and correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's why we're here today, to see if in fact that you should be paroled on that aggravated burglary that took place in 21. You were given 4 years hard labor credit for time served. And so that means that your actual parole date would be October of 24, and your full-time date is just 1 year later, October of 25, correct?
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to make sure that I had complete understanding. The thing that troubled me the most was you've had well over 30 arrests in your lifetime. Some took place just months before this arrest on the aggravated burglary. So why would tell me why I would possibly vote to let you out early, seeing that you had victimized so many people, either with property crimes or in fact violent crimes, because 5 of these are felonies that you've had. Tell me why I should trust to put you back on the street with the citizens of Louisiana.
Well, sir, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to y'all. Through this time, I've stayed trouble free. I graduated the Steve Hoyt program, the intensive program. I maintained a positive attitude. I know I had a troubled past, but going through this time and going through the program, it made me realize that the things I've done in the past wasn't so good, and everything I was doing in the past was selfish. And I had a lot of anger, and I had a lot of things that I was dealing with that I was projecting, and I was doing bad things. But I have no excuse for that. I wasn't doing the right thing, but I got to the program, and I did all these. I got a whole letter here that y'all said that I could read to you after I was done with the hearing. So I don't know when you want me to do that, but I wanted to show you that I graduated the program, and I've maintained no trouble. I've stayed in my Bible. I stayed a positive attitude, and I used this time that I've had the best that I could in the best way to really rehabilitate myself, to get myself to this point that I'm at now. And I have a positive outcome to all this. I know what I got to do when I get out. I got a support system. I got a NAAA group that I've been part of when I was out there that has my that has my back on this. I have a mother to go home to that I need to take care of. And on top of that, I used to have a business. I've done bad things, but I've maintained a working attitude my whole life. I've done a lot of good things in my life, but I'm not trying to justify none of that. I'm saying that this time that I had, this almost 3 years, it made me understand that life is a whole lot. It's a whole lot more to life than what I was doing, and I really think that I do deserve to go home. But if y'all don't, you don't. I still good to go home. I still got this positive attitude. I know what I did was wrong, and I just want y'all to understand that I really do think I deserve this chance, and I did everything that I could do to get y'all to understand that I think I deserve this.
Okay, we'll wait till you get a chance to read your remarks to us, and that's good. And I appreciate your answer, and I appreciate the fact that you're realizing that, that you're in your early 40s and realizing that you screwed up so far 40 years. And so, that makes me feel better that you're doing that. I want to hear your remarks and all, but I just wanted to let you know what troubles me the most was your prior criminal history. And so anyway, that's about all that I had as far as questions.
Mr. Elliott, I have just a couple. You mentioned that you had an AA group when you were out and they have your back. What happened? You quit going to those meetings or you quit the group?
Well, honestly, some things happened in my personal life. My mother was sick, and I left Texas to go to Kentucky, and I got in trouble in Louisiana on my way. That's what happened. My car broke down, and I got stuck, and I got myself into trouble again. I wasn't
Yeah, that's
planning
gonna
on.
be my next question is,
Yes, ma'am.
how did you end up in Sulphur? Because I did see Kentucky, Louisville, and so forth, but how did you end up in Sulphur?
Well, when I got my new tires on my car, they didn't tighten up my lug nuts, and my lug nuts broke off. My stud broke off. My car broke down on that right there in Sulphur, and I got stuck there.
On the way to Kentucky?
Yes, ma'am. My father passed away in Kentucky. I was headed up there to try to take care of what was going on up there. That's where I'm originally from.
Others in Texas?
Yes, my mother's from Texas. My dad's from Kentucky. When they split, I went stayed with my mother. I've been there ever since. And then I was going back to Kentucky to say bye to my dad and go to his burial.
That was in 2006?
No, it was in 21 whenever I was going back to Kentucky. That's when
Okay.
I got in trouble in Lake Charles.
Right. With aggravated burglary.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any questions?
Mr. Elliott, you don't do drugs, do you?
No, sir, not no more. I don't.
You had a problem with drugs?
Yes, sir. That's why I got into the Steve Hoyt program. That's Judge Ritchie. He believed me too. He was honestly going to give me more time. He asked me what happened. I told him what happened, that the whole situation of what happened with the burglary, and he blessed me with 4 years. And he told me he believed that I could graduate the program. So he gave me a referral right here to join the program and to do whatever I could to get my life back together. Here's the letter he sent me, and he really endorsed it within my letter. I'm gonna read to y'all that he believed that I could be changed. And he asked me if I had a drug problem. I told him yes, sir, I do. And he believed that I could be a changed man, so he only gave me 4 and told me to take advantage of everything I could with Louisiana DOC programs, and that's what I did.
So you think you can not get back involved with drugs? You think you're much better is what you're saying?
Yes, sir. Going through the trials and tribulations I put myself through, I do understand that I have 2 children too that I never got to be a part of life of, and God gave me this chance. He let me be in front of y'all. They said it couldn't be done, so as long as I keep my faith in Him and do the right thing and have a good, strong support system and stay in NAAA, I think positively, if I stay positive, everything will happen for the better. And I don't think that I'll ever go back because there's nothing left for me back there. There's no road that goes to anything positive from a negative.
Thank you.
How old are your children?
My daughter just turned 11 and my son just turned 10 in January.
That's a lot to do good for.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I don't think we have any more questions. You want to go ahead and read your statement?
Yes, ma'am. Y'all bear with me a little bit. It's my first time doing this, so.
Go ahead.
Okay, it says, there I was on my way to a place not certain because of my negative actions. Not knowing where I was going was mortifying. Then I arrived at Callahoola Detention Facility. When I got settled, I requested a Bible. Upon my receiving my Bible, I was in it every day. With prayer and faith in God's grace, I made it. I made it out of that place. Then I went back to Lake Charles to face the music of my crime I committed. I filed for a motion of discovery and found out a substantial, overwhelming, selfish person I've been in the past. There was no justification for my actions. For me to move forward, I needed to change my thoughts and actions. If I just go back to what I was raised on, respect, morals, honesty, and faith in God, I would have to practice patience and anger control. Then came the big day of my court date. God was in my corner. Not only did I get confirmation that I had been doing the right thing, because Judge Ritchie of Lake Charles asked me what happened and why. And now Ritchie is not a judge that you play with or lie to. So I told him the truth, and he said, well, Gideon, I'll give you the plea deal, and I recommend you to take full advantage of all the programs we have to offer you. In good faith, I believe you will become a better man. So he endorsed me to the Steve Hoyt program plus work release. After I graduated the program, he endorsed me to the Steve Hoyt program plus work release after I graduated the program. I signed about 3 days later. On my way, I made it to Riverbend. When I got there, I started writing law library to get an address to the program at Bossier Medium. Once I got the address, I wrote them just in case my paperwork forms from Lake Charles didn't make it. After that, I prayed and stood on my faith. Then in June, I got shipped to Bossier. It was the biggest blessing yet. Not only did I get into the program, but there was men there waiting 3 months to get into the program. So there was a lot of negative talk that I couldn't let myself fall victim to. 3 weeks later, I started a class. Amen. I got mentally focused on my rehabilitation and took this time seriously. The classes consist of intensive rehabilitation classes like core requirements, MRT, victims awareness, mind-altering substance, living in balance, unlock your thinking, communication, problem solving, monitoring positive reinforcement and nonviolent discipline techniques, anger management, workforce, transitioning skills, parenting, and GED. This was a 6 months intensive program that was a great learning experience about myself. I learned an overwhelming character flaw I was playing in my life. These classes had made me look from outside the box. Manipulation was a main objective of overcoming that I could tell right away I needed to change. The classes taught me to the most significant values in life and how I was definitely going about life in the most devastating way.
Mr. Elliott, interest of time, I know you took a lot of time writing that, and that was probably very therapeutic for you. We're very familiar with the Steve Hoyt program, so wrap it up for us. If you're almost finished, you can go ahead and finish the line.
Okay. All right, here we go. So then I graduated to Farmersville, the work release program. I got your invitation to respectfully speak on my behalf. I've been continually being rehabilitated every day. I've maintained a clean record, no write-ups, no trouble. I was busy working on myself and was not getting involved in any mediocre arguments. Okay, y'all know all that. I said, I can prove this because my positive attitude towards a negative situation. Through prayer and power of God and the program, I have great remorse for my actions and pray that I can get forgiveness from my victims. This was the greatest thing I've ever had to overcome. The program made me very aware that my actions not only affected the person and his family, but the community and his neighbors. The understanding was of my actions caused me to change my behavior as a man. Romans 12:2 says, don't conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That proves that what God is in good, acceptable, and perfect the will of God. To renew your strength like the eagles. I can't change what I did, but I can every day grow and learn new techniques and how to stay positive and to maintain a positive energy.
All right. We need to wrap it up. Is the officer still with, that was very good, and I appreciate your reflection and sharing that with us. Officer Nation, is there anything you can tell us about Mr. Elliott?
Yes, ma'am. He very respectable and never gave me a problem. Well, he never gave anyone a problem.
Good, and he's been there a little over a year? No, he's only been there a couple of months.
Yes, ma'am. He do clean up the dorm and stay to himself.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Elliott mentioned you went to work release. Are you in work release?
That's here. That's what I'm waiting for here. After I graduated, I came here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them to put me to work.
Please, okay. All right. I will please the panel prepared to vote.
Okay, yes, I'm prepared to vote. I appreciate everything you had to say in your letter, and I appreciate everything that you've said thus far and your admission that you changed your life and how bad you used to be. Due to the fact that you've had so many arrests and 5 of them being felonies, and you've hurt people before in the past and all that, and the relatively minor amount of time that you were sentenced to, my vote is to deny. I think you need to be right where you are doing what you're doing. And I think you're growing. I think you're just a little seedling right now. And I think as soon as you get to be a plant, time you get your time in, you'll be ready to get out.
Mr. Tillis?
I concur.
Mr. Elliott, I do agree. I think you're on the right track. Seems like you got your head moving in the right direction. My vote today, and I do think Judge Ritchie did give you a big break. You know, that's where your first blessing came in. So my vote today also is to deny. And I'm going to add, you'll get out on good time in January of next year. And it's just, in my view, a few months from now, I'm going to add a special condition to yours. Do you plan to go back to Texas? Is that what your plan is?
My mother, she's not doing too much good. That she really needs somebody there for her, and she really counting on me.
You need to focus on you first. You need to get you straight first. So my vote today is to deny, and I'm going to add special condition to your good time release certificate that you have to attend. You must, as a condition, 3 AA meetings a week. You need to stay in touch with that group. Don't fall away from it again. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I have be able to get 3 more months of good time. Can I get a referral to that? Because if I get that, I could go home in October.
That's on you. I can't do that. You have to take those steps, just like you did with the Steve Walk program. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
That concludes our business at Union. We're going to sign off at 9:33.